You're back with another one. This time we got Best Action Anime with Overpowered Isekai Main Characters by VinnyTube. Let's y'all like the video, comment, subscribe, join the Sad Boy Army. I'm not trying to see them spoilers down there. Yeah, let's go ahead and let me remove this from the playlist before I forget. There we go. Now we're down to 281. Well, actually, I definitely have to add this one right here. Anos Vid. What's that? Voldgold? Yep, that thing. Whatever that is, that said, I'm adding that to the playlist. If y'all are new here, this is what I do. I'll see it. I'll add it. What is this? And Volgold. Oh, it says my channel is also viewed by a lot of the same people that, it's pretty cool. If I can find, I shouldn't have put in reaction. I don't even know what Anna's Volgold is. I think I just saw. Yep, there's my homie right there. We still gotta, link up, do the second half of the Evangelion review, but best moments, Misfits of the Academy, the Academy best final moments. I guess this will work. But yeah, this is what I do. Every time, if y'all new here, I'll just, add it to the React playlist, hit shuffle, and then boom, we in business. So let's get to the video.
Since I've done a list of some of the most overpowered characters in anime, I'd like to refine things just a little bit. How about we talk about
specifically
what I think are
Isekai
the top shows that feature an overpowered protagonist? Okay, so before we do this, let's get some qualifiers out of the way first. When I mean overpowered, what I mean is something more literal in meaning to the word. So yeah, super geniuses and gamer pros don't count. Sorry, Sora. Oh, and we're only going to be covering Isekai titles too, so sorry, Godsuya. So with those qualifiers in, which shows make the cut? Let's find out.
Cautious Hero, okay.
Now, here's something that I haven't talked about much. Quite the surprising thing considering how much I actually enjoyed Cautious Hero, both for its catchy opening, complete with the meme dancing in the chorus, and its hilarious characteristic dynamic between our hero and blonde Aqua. Just kidding. Sorry, Restarte. Anyway, as the title implies, the gimmick of this isekai is our hero, Seiya, being the type of person who's overly cautious. Over-leveling, overstocking on items.
Goodness.
Nothing may seem to be enough precaution for him before diving in.
What
in a twist that
why?
makes him completely different from most overpowered protagonists that go gung-ho. That's basically the gist of this isekai and its repeated joke. What I like about the series is that it's quite different from the usual action isekai in that it leans heavier on sitcom tier comedy. Yeah, Seiya's rather jerk-ass personality might not be for everyone, but it creates a fun dynamic between him and his goddess companion. Plus, you do get to learn more about
His personality might not be for everyone means he didn't like him. He did not like him, but he can see how people likes him.
him and what brought about his cautious personality later on.
Either that or he really liked him, but the majority of people were like, man, F this main character. I don't like this dude.
Stay tuned for that. Overall, one of the more light-hearted isekai on the list, Cautious Hero is a show that I definitely recommend. Next up, we take you to Little Garden, a world of fantasy creatures governed by one rule. Conflicts are decided in the form of gift games. Black Rabbit has summoned our heroes, 3 teenagers with their own slew of attitude problems in the real world, to help deal with the ever-creeping threat from other factions. Sound familiar? Of course it does. Problem Children, as many people called it, can be viewed as a proto-no game, no life. The key difference, however, besides the makeup of the main cast, can be seen in the protagonist. Whereas No Game, No Life had a super genius male protagonist, Problem Children's male protagonist is someone who prefers to punch his problems away. And who wouldn't when you've got the literal Imagine Breaker as your special power? Both protagonists have that smug, edgy flair regardless. Overall, Problem Children is a fun watch, but I think it suffered from being too short. 10 episodes is quite few, even for modern anime standards. Plus, the isekai boom had yet to start when it aired, so there's that to keep in mind too.
Also, I'm tired of isekai. I'm be honest, I'm tired of isekai. Every anime I watch now, it seems like it's isekai. Bro, can y'all just stay in your own world? Stop being losers in your current world and be this in your current world. Stop being losers, or at least you don't even have to isekai it. You can literally just be like, hey, bro, this is the world I was born in. I came into some power. That's all you got to do. You know, you don't gotta be it. It doesn't gotta be isekai. Like for real. Like just come on, dog. Some of these don't even need to be isekai. Like I guess slime that did have to be isekai because that's literally the main plot. How he got great sage and everything because he was dying and he got yeah. It doesn't make sense for a slime to just be like, oh, I'm strong now for no reason. You know. Um, there was another one I was watching, Washoku Tensei. That honestly didn't need to be isekai. Like deadass did not need to be isekai, but because he was literally born, he could have been born into this world as the main character and been like you know what? I like reading. You could have even used the same voice, his inner monologue, just been like, yo, this is the same inner monologue. It's just an inner monologue, you know. And then you know in that part where, because I was watching Mushoku Tensei recently, that part where he's like he gets the hint. I'm watching dub by the way, so I'm not all caught up, but I've caught up to where the dub is at. Where he gets the hint, like I've seen right when he where Paul he met Paul again, like he saw Paul again, and Paul was like, "You're not good enough," even though he's 12. But anyways, uh, yeah, he got that hint from that deity or god or whatever, and then like he's in his old body. They honestly didn't need to do that. They could have just been like, "Hey, why do you look like this?" He's like, "Why do I look like this?" And he's like, "That's how you feel on the inside." You know, you could have did so much. You did not have to be isekai, but isekai were popular at the time, so I see why. Dang,
We're not leaving games quite yet because our next entry is Overlord.
I gotta watch No Game No Life, but I should probably watch that one first since they said it's like, since he said it's like the prequel, not prequel. What was it? It's like No Game No Life, but like not as good. So if that's what that word meant. I don't even remember
Nothing
what, like
lasts
how
forever.
to even
Even the
pronounce
most
it.
popular
But
games will eventually meet their downfall and end. It may seem miles away, but it is inevitable. What happens when the harrowing time of partying finally comes and the last service of a once beloved video game shut down? Momonga was a brave soul who decides to try it out only to find out that the end merely marks a new beginning when the denizens of the video game world come to life. Oh, and he's gotten a whole new lich appearance as well to complete the look, with demonic denizens looking to serve you in a surprising new power that allows you to do whatever you want. What is next to do? Conquest, of course. There's a whole new world to rule over and conquer, and the now rechristened Ainz only has his sights set on world domination. While it's not unpopular by any means, Overlord has seen better days.
it's like,
I mean,
why?
it's half a decade old, so that is to be expected.
Really?
But with new seasons coming and picking up excitement every now and then, we can expect to see more and more of the ever-amazing Ainz and his loyal subjects. I'm particularly excited for the fourth season, which will be coming out later this year.
Wait, there's 3 seasons of Overlord already out? I didn't know that. I thought it was a 1 season
In
anime.
new blood, this year's Tsukimichi finds its way to the list. Tsukimichi can be seen as one of those meme shows. We have a protagonist banished
got
for
you.
being ugly of all things. The meme harem
That's-
is full of
it's
quirky
this show,
characters,
yeah.
and while the plot's good, I feel that it, as well as the world building, are hardly the main focus or the draw of the show. It's all about how self-aware the show seems to be with playing with tropes and all the jokes that we've seen countless times in Isekai. While not really reaching the popularity of something like Konosuba to be established as a face of a subgenre, it gets the job done well enough. At some points, it seems to be by the books, but it's
Hey, should I watch Konosuba? Because I've never seen it either. Honestly, my first like real isekai, I think is Slime. I don't remember there being a lot of isekai. I'm gonna look it up.
afraid to try something new once in a while, just that it also tends to go back to playing safe in the comfort zone of most isekai quite often. If you want something with intense action sequences that have serious visual effects piled on top explosions and lots of shouting, you're probably looking for something else. However, if you're up for a funny isekai that doesn't take itself too seriously and seems to have fun parodying things, you can consider this part of your watch list.
Yeah, honestly, it looks like Slime is the
I hope
is
you've
the
been having
only
fun with
like
the anime
first isekai
recommendations so
that I've
far.
seen.
If you have, I also hope that you'll take the time to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel too.
That one in Waterline doesn't count. Seven Deadly Sins, no.
Amongst the isekai with overpowered leads, Ari Fureta is what I'd say the poster child for revenge stories looks like. Betrayed by his classmates and left to die, bullied kid Hajime has to crawl his way back up from the depths of the abyss. Oh, and along the way he turns into Kaneki by consuming monster flesh. Picks up a vampire waifu as he fights his way back to the surface too. With descriptions that wild, it's clear as day what Ari Fureta's trying to be. It's not trying to be pretentious or pretend that it's anything but a revenge story, a very edgy and toony one at that, but for me, that's part of the charm. The show knows its identity and goes full throttle with it. You got Hajime and his harem, which at some points looks like an edgy version of the Konosuba trio, taking on all challenges as they venture out to unlock the mysteries of the world. And nothing, not demon lords, not armies numbering the thousands, not the most treacherous traps and monsters the dungeon can field, nothing can stand in their way. Season 1 did become infamous for its pacing issues and the laughable CG, but it's an enjoyable ride, and there's nowhere to go but up for the second season, which is airing very soon.
Hate CG in anime. There was one, I think it's like Tales of Hysteria. Stop it, Siri. I think it's like Tales of Hysteria or something like that. Or Tales of the X or something like that. But it's like they use CG and it just looks so bad. Like I was watching it, I was ready for it, and then I saw CG and I was like, I can't do this. This looks so nasty. I watched the whole first episode. There was another anime too that I've seen that had all that CG in the first episode. It was what I went to after I watched the first episode of Goblin Slayer. Was traumatized. I needed something to cleanse my palate. Saw that CG and I was like, no. And I just turned off anime for the day. I dead ass went to YouTube. I was like, bro, I'm off of it.
This is one of the more anticipated shows this year.
Before we get too deep, this Devil is a part-timer. Is that technically an isekai? Because then that would be the first isekai I've ever seen, but nothing else after that. Because, these shows get some high reviews from me, though. Or Fairy Tail is the Edalus arc. Is that technically they isekai'd, or they didn't really... They went back to the original world, so I don't think that's an isekai.
I'm glad to say that it didn't disappoint. So, I'm a spider, so what is pretty much what it says in the title.
I'm a spider, so
dies,
what? I
wakes
can't.
up as a spider, and now she suddenly finds herself in one of the most intense fights for survival. Being a puny spider is not the easiest thing in the world, but when the rest of the world seems to be out to get you, that's difficulty turned to max. Before, I compared the series to Slime, but the good points of both series come from different areas. Yes, Kumoko does eventually become an overpowered character, and watching her journey was a joy. However, I feel that Kumoko doesn't have that underdog charisma. It could be the wittiness, but there's just something that makes you unable to resist rooting for Kumoko as the plucky heroine in her dangerous road to become strong. This is quite a middle-of-the-road isekai if I were looking at it from a critical lens, but it's a damn enjoyable one at that. Oh, and don't mind the CG that much either. We've just scraped the absolute bottom of the barrel of anime CG with Ari Fureta, so what could possibly go wrong with this?
Damn, why did you gotta call it out like that? Even though I was talking trash on
Coming
CG
up is
also.
Drifters.
Oh! Never mind. If Drifters is an isekai, then I watched Drifters. I love Drifters. Drifters was good. It's an isekai. He did die and then go back. Yeah. Is there season 2 of Drifters?
No, I'm not talking about the Fate series. This is Drifters, one of the more underrated isekai out there. It really deserves more love.
Pause.
I think a lot of you would love
Pause
it.
it. There we go. Laptop getting me mad. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. Why'd I just do that? I went to Google. Is Drifters getting a season 2? I was about to ask the wrong question. Drifters renewed for a second season. The first season anime aired in 2016, and conclusion aired in 2016. The renewal for second season was announced after the conclusion of the first season, even though more than 5 years has passed. There's still no development, so no. So we're not getting season 2 of Drifters. Got you. What else was I going to? Since I'm like already here, you know. There was another, I really went right past Drifters on my list too, my anime list. That's what I'm looking up too. I'm not just like going on the internet. I have an anime list. Yeah. It's not an anime list, but it's another app, but it's an list to keep track of what anime I watched and not. I passed it like twice. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. I literally just mentioned the name and then it was right out my head. Devil is a part-timer. Is the devil is. Is the devil is a part timer? Yeah. The devil is Issa is a part timer in. Let's see. Isekai. A reverse isekai. Okay. Okay. So I have watched a couple. Cool.
Of Oda Nobunaga taking on Jean d'Arc in an insane battle royale of unprecedented proportions. It's as whack as it
No, this
sounds,
show's great.
and it's a whole lot of fun.
I'm mad that
Edgy,
there was no season
dark
2.
and violent. That's what attracted the future drifters back when it aired. But I'd like to also give some appreciation to the comedic moments that serve to tell us not to take this show too seriously.
I gotta tell my friend to watch
much-needed
Drifters.
breaks between the combat scenes, which are for me some of the most glorious looking and intense I've ever seen in isekai anime. Come for the stylish fights, leave with some new knowledge on history. Sounds like a good proposition there, doesn't it, right? It's supposed to have more coming, and I'm excited to see more drifters. Unfortunately, the project seems to be stuck in limbo right now, and that really is quite sad.
Like, pissed. I didn't even have to look it up, bro. He literally said it. Man, this is why I should finish the thing before I start searching.
On this list, as seen with our next entry,
The world's finest assassin? Oh, she catches bodies. Yep, she catching bodies. She got an automatic? Was that automatic? Hold up. Nah, she got that MK14 from Modern Warfare 3. She got that. Bop, 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 bop. Yeah. She dangerous. Got that trigger finger on her. That's that Type 63 from Cold War.
Death can come for you anytime and
FAL from multiple Call of Duty.
In front of a goddess and given a second chance at life due to his skills while living, our hero is given his highest stakes assassination yet. The goddess brings him back as Lug, and his task is to
it did kind of look like a DMR-14. I'm not gonna lie.
Isekai, as my friends and I call it, ended up becoming the surprise treasure.
Hold up. Okay, I'm at 910. For those who were listening, because I'm not going to go back through it because I was not listening. I was really thinking about this gun. This do look like the DMR-14 from Cold War, don't it? Y'all play Cold War, don't it look like that? The DMR-14, if that's the name of the gun.
Season.
Oh, my controller too far. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to get up just to look at one gun.
Popcorn entertainment and fan service. Instead, we got treated to one of the best Isekai 2021 had to offer. The characters, especially the girls who ended up having quite interesting backgrounds, thoroughly charmed us, and the ever-growing mystery about the goddess and Lug's quest had us anticipating more. It's a shame the anime covered so little ground because it's so good, but the anime team sure crafted the adaptation with love and care. All the more reason for everyone to check out the books or hope for a second season, which looks like it's gonna happen.
Dang, man got sniped.
Last but not least, we look at the time I was.
Yeah, Slimy Schlatt, Rimuru Tempest. They could have just named it Rimuru Tempest. I would have loved the show name was Rimuru Tempest. I'm not gonna lie. I do not like. I'm not gonna talk over him. I do not like the name of this show. I love the show. The show is great, but like if they named it anything else than that the time I got reincarnated into a slime, I would have watched it so much sooner. Because I hated those. Oh yeah, that one time I got turned into a slime. Like, no, bro, that's the only time it's gonna happen to you. You're not going to this, like, bro, and crazier stuff is not gonna happen. Like, you could also name the show then, like, the time I turned into a demon lord, the time I raised a village, the time I made a country, the time I killed 7,000 people in one shot. Like, you know, I just don't like the name. I really don't like the name. I like the show though. It's really good. Slimy Schlatt.
When the second season came, everyone was quite simply blown away.
I just need the next season already.
The fight quality had gone up, the twists had become more high stakes, and of course, Rimuru became a lot stronger, officially making him one of the most overpowered characters of 2021. Honestly speaking, there's just some sort of magic with this show. At first glance, you'd really think it's a mediocre power fantasy isekai, but every episode just kept me wanting the next one.
Okay, I don't think I've seen season 2, because these clips don't look familiar at all. I think I only seen season 1 then.
Fights are cool, and when the show decides to slow down and shift to social commentary mode, I also found myself wanting to know more. It may be nowhere as heavy and all in on that category as some of the more serious shows, but Slime still does the shift from power fantasy to dramatic social commentary decently well, considering its primary genre.
This is a built-ass world.
Some of the most visually spectacular fights, Slime is probably your jam. Of course, if you're there to revel at the awesomeness of Rimuru or enjoy your healthy dose of fantasy world waifus, you can also pick this show up. Absolutely no regrets guaranteed.
I'm not gonna lie. I wish I kind of paid more attention to the side
Now, let
characters
me ask.
because I didn't think they'd be so important or like relevant. I was really just like, oh, okay, it's about Rimuru. He's gonna move on. He's gonna do this stuff. No, he built a whole country with all these side characters, all the goblins, all the ugh. Sorry, I got flashbacks to Goblin Slayer. All the ogres and everything. Like, yeah, I didn't think he'd befriend every monster he came across, the orcs, all of them.
Which of the Isekai shows is your favourite and why? Leave your answers in the comments section for everyone to see, and we can keep talking about
Do all four of those right here in this bottom corner. Do all that. Do all that.
Isekai and overpowered protagonists all day. Perhaps the video got you interested in checking out the rest of what I have. In that case, don't hesitate to check out the rest of the channel to find more videos that might pique your interest. You can also support the channel.
Alright, cool. So yeah, Cautious Hero actually sounded pretty good. I might watch that. I'm not gonna lie. Spider probably not for a while. Definitely not our whatever this is right here. Definitely definitely not gonna be watching that just because of CG. I'm gonna be honest. I'm definitely nah. Drifters is wonderful. It was wonderful. My friend did not respond yet. All right. World's finest assassin. Honestly, honestly, I love. I played every Assassin's Creed up until Valhalla. So played and beaten every Assassin's Creed up until Valhalla. So might have to watch. I played a lot of stuff. So might have to And then Slimy Schlag. I gotta watch season 2 then apparently. Oh, I did. I was talking about it, but Mushoku Tensei was literally not in this video. That's kind of crazy. Go take out this one, this trash ass CG one for this, and like move that to number 2. I'm only saying that because I've seen Drifters and Time I Got Reincarnated to Slime, and that's it. And it's better than Drifters, but not as good as Slimy Schlatt. Honestly, now I think about it, let's move Slimy Schlatt down one, and then put Jabba's Reincarnation up here, because that's my show. I love that show. I'm gonna be honest. I love that show. I hope y'all enjoy. Like the video, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.